August 4th, 1892. Fall River, Massachusetts felt like it was holding its breath, and the Borden house was holding something worse. Before we open tonight's case file, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to join the archive, because some records do not stay buried. This is True Haunt Lore, and tonight we are treating the Borden murders as what they are, a documented account that still refuses to go quiet. Number 92, 2nd Street looked ordinary from the curb, but inside, the layout forced people through each other's space like a built-in argument. The man of the house had money, status, and power, yet the rooms felt tight, airless, and controlled down to the last penny. 2 adult daughters lived under that pressure, swallowing years of resentment, while a second wife tried to hold her place in a home that never welcomed her. Even the maid moved carefully, sick and exhausted, ordered to work anyway, because comfort was not part of the rules here. In the days before the killings, everyone in the house got violently ill, and the heat only sharpened the edges of suspicion. That morning, one daughter was away, leaving 4 people in a locked house with secrets thick enough to taste. The father left for town, and the maid was sent outside to scrub windows in the sun, separating the house into quiet pockets. Upstairs, the second wife went to a guest room to make the bed, a simple task in a house where nothing stayed simple. Sometime around mid-morning, the quiet broke, and the attack happened fast, brutal, and deeply personal, as recorded in the aftermath. Then came the part that still chills investigators. The killer did not run, did not panic, and did not vanish into the street. For more than an hour, the house held its silence, as if it was waiting for one more door to open. The father returned early, worn down by the heat, and the front door's multiple locks turned entry into a slow, awkward ritual. The maid later described hearing something that did not belong, a light, unsettling sound from the upper landing. The father lay down in the sitting room to rest, boots off, guard down, face turned away from the doorway. Minutes later, he was attacked too, and the scene left no doubt that the killer stood close, steady, and sure. At 11:15, the daughter called for the maid, saying her father was dead, saying someone came in and did it. Police and doctors arrived to a house locked from the inside. No forced entry, no robbery, just violence and questions. And the strangest detail, noted again and again, the primary person of interest showed no visible blood on her clothing. In an age before modern forensics, that clean appearance became its own shield, even as stories and timelines shifted under pressure. The investigation itself became a mess. Footsteps through rooms, handled evidence, and a home turned into a public spectacle. An autopsy was performed inside the house, turning ordinary furniture into part of the record and part of the stain. When the trial came, the nation watched, and many could not imagine a respectable woman capable of such savagery. Suspicion lingered anyway. A failed attempt to purchase poison, and a dress later burned for a vague, convenient reason. In the end, the verdict was acquittal, and the case went cold with a finality that never felt earned. The accused moved to a better house on the hill, richer walls, lonelier rooms, and a town that would not forget. But the original house stayed put, a sealed chapter that people kept reopening, generation after generation. Today, it operates as a bed and breakfast and museum, where you can sleep within feet of history's sharpest questions. And guests do not just report creaks, they report presence, pressure, and reactions that feel targeted, like someone remembers. In the attic room tied to the maid, people describe wild temperature swings, heat that blooms out of nowhere, then drops away. They also describe pacing at night, a restless back and forth that sounds like worry worn into the floorboards. In the upstairs guest room, the air turns watchful, and visitors report the bed dipping as if someone sits beside them. Some wake with the sense that a task is repeating, like an unseen figure is still trying to finish making that bed. In the former master bedroom, the mood shifts to control, heavy footsteps, a pause at the door, a knob that slowly turns. One skeptic, a law officer staying overnight, reported crying that stopped when the light came on and returned when darkness did. Downstairs, the sitting room feels weighted, and people swear they smell funeral flowers with no blooms anywhere nearby. Investigators leave recorders and cameras and later find unexplained sounds, a low warning, a denial, a presence that pushes back. In the basement, where a damaged hatchet was once found, visitors report dread that spikes without reason and the urge to flee. Some even report marks appearing after they leave, not proof, but a pattern that keeps showing up in the guest logs. The strangest reports are shared dreams, different guests, different rooms, waking with the same image of a blurred figure and a blue dress. Others describe a time slip at the window, a street that looks older for a blink, then snaps back to modern night. Science offers infrasound, old wiring, and suggestion, but it cannot fully explain the consistency of what strangers report. So the house remains what it has always been, a crime scene that never closed, and a question that never received its final answer. If you ever stand before number 92 2nd Street, remember, you are not just looking at a building, you are looking at a record. And tonight, as your own home settles and sighs, listen carefully, then like the video, subscribe, and share your own documented encounters in the comments.
So, after unpacking the sheer brutality we just explored, the gruesome axe murders of Andrew and Abby, the blood-soaked crime scenes, and the chilling, unsolved mystery that allowed Lizzie to walk free, you're probably wondering, what exactly is the vibe at the Lizzie Borden house today? Well, my personal take on this infamous Massachusetts home right now is all about its deeply deceptive, everyday charm. If you drive down the quiet streets of Fall River today, expecting to find a dark, rotting, Hollywood-style murder house, you will be completely caught off guard. During the daylight hours, this classic 19th century Greek Revival home actually possesses a remarkably serene and peaceful aesthetic. Sitting quietly on 2nd Street, with its tidy green exterior, well-kept gardens, and vintage wooden architecture, it feels incredibly cozy. Bathed in the warm New England sun, the property genuinely looks like a bright, picturesque Thomas Kincaid-style painting of a historic, peaceful American neighborhood. Today, it operates as a meticulously preserved museum and a wildly popular bed and breakfast. But honestly, from my perspective, that picture-perfect, innocent exterior is exactly what makes the reality of the Lizzie Borden house so deeply unsettling. The contrast is just jarring. Because while it looks like a serene, vintage home by day, the horrifying violence baked into the very floorboards refuses to rest. You can be enjoying a warm cup of coffee in the sunny dining room, eating the exact same breakfast the Bordens had on the morning they died. But the moment you step into the sitting room where Andrew was repeatedly struck, or walk upstairs into the freezing guest room where Abby was found, that suffocating dread rushes right back in. The blood may have been scrubbed away over a century ago, but the heavy, terrified energy never left. The victims, and perhaps even the killer, are still just waiting in the dark. The Lizzie Borden house proves that a cozy bed and breakfast can still be an active crime scene for the dead. Thanks for joining me on this case here on True Haunt Lore, and I'll catch you in the next mystery.